Hello Pisces, so I'm doing your reading for the month of September 2025. Just to make you all aware that there has been someone out there who has been cloning my channel, so please make sure that you're watching my readings from my actual channel, which is Keia Tarot, okay? Even your own dedicated channel, Pisces, it'll say Pisces only, Keia Tarot, okay? So you know that that's me. Right, so you've got Elephant and Greatness, and it says love is your strength, leadership is your path, your wisdom inspires everyone that you meet, you can overcome any problem, and you will naturally and easily achieve success. Okay, so that's like putting past lessons, past wisdom into practice here with this elephant message. It indicates that you are on the path towards greatness, towards your success. Do keep in mind that everybody's version of success is going to be quite different from whoever they're sitting next to, okay? So your version of success is going to be different from your friend's version, from your neighbor's version, okay? It's whatever your version of success actually is, what that looks like for you. You're well and truly on the path towards that. I'm also seeing as well with this elephant energy that you are completely devoted and dedicated to your cause as well. Right. Strongest overall message, the fledgling. A time of learning new things, new growth, and new opportunities. So this is adding new skills to your tool belt, okay? This is picking up new projects, new ways of doing things, new ideas. It's discovery, okay? It's the energy of discovery. So you can relax a little bit on what you've already been doing, because that is about to take off in quite a big way. Now is the time for you to look at adding to your pre-existing thing, your pre-existing project, okay? Adding to it in new ways, or time to discover something new entirely. Okay, the situation strength can indicate challenges ahead. So the situation implies that there are going to be a couple of bumpy moments this month, Pisces. But again, it's nothing that you're not going to be able to get through. Okay, so let's see if we can get some specifics here with the tarot. Right, so what's this challenges for Pisces? What's going on with these challenges? Oh, okay, King of Wands, that one's squiffy. And that's quite abrupt as well, which is really interesting. Because a King of Wands, when it's coming out off balance the way that it has, and with that message of it being quite abrupt, I feel that there is possibly an individual who is posing these challenges. I'm getting a lot of arrogance from this particular energy, okay? I'm also hearing dictatorship. So, yeah, it is possible that someone else is trying to dictate to you the way that things are supposed to be done. But the truth is that they don't actually know themselves, right? Oh, that's interesting. They don't know themselves. So that, I mean, that's a bit of a double entendre there, isn't it? They don't know themselves. They don't know who they are. So how can they possibly tell anyone else who someone else is? They haven't yet mastered themselves. Or this is the knowledge, like they don't have that knowledge, and yet here they are trying to dictate to others, right? That was just a really loaded sentence that they came out with then. They don't know themselves. I just thought that was fascinating. And then you've got this Empress that's in the upright position. Okay, so it doesn't make a difference if you're a man or a woman. You can still take on this Empress energy, okay? This is someone who is trying to create something good. It's very fertile energy, very abundant. I want to say that this particular one is very protected as well. And you've got all of these butterflies. So whoever is in this Empress energy, they've been through a lot. They've had to grow through a lot of hardships, okay, because of all the butterflies. It's not an easy or quick transition to make, going from that caterpillar to the butterfly, because even when that caterpillar bursts out of its cocoon, it still needs to wait for its wings to dry out before it can take flight, right? So there's been a really long, drawn out process here that you yourself has had to go through in order to get to the stage that you're currently at. And then it's like this month you're having to contend with someone else being quite arrogant and egotistical, and I feel like they're trying to barge their way past you or through you here with something. This energy, this person here, they're definitely overcompensating for their own lack, okay? Whenever someone behaves that way, they're trying to prove a point, and they are trying to overcompensate. Now, I don't know if this is coming from somebody that you're working with, someone you're working for, or a family member, a friend, or like a neighbor or something. Do you know what I mean? Like a really intrusive, abusive, nosy ass neighbor. It could literally be anything. Bottom line, this person, this energy, they see what this Empress is doing, which I suspect is you. So they see what you're doing, and straight away they're coming in with all of this bullshit about how you're quote unquote supposed to be doing it, or what is apparently allowed, what is not allowed, right? And it's all coming from a place of trying to make this Empress feel as bad as possible. But I don't see that working out, because this Empress has been through so fucking much. Like, they're wise to it. So I do suspect that you're going to see this individual coming a mile off. You've probably even pre-predicted what this individual's going to do, what they're going to say, how they're going to respond. You've predicted already that this particular individual is going to pose a few issues for you, a few problems and a few challenges. But again, with them coming out in that sort of orientation, I don't feel like this individual particularly has any power. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they're making a lot of assumptions here. They're trying to be forceful and ruthless, but there's no substance to it. There's no substance to them. Okay. So let's see if we can get another card out on that. I'll use a different deck. Can you tell us more about these challenges ahead for Pisces, please? I see you trying to be diplomatic with this person. I do, with that Empress energy. Because Empress energy has a very specific way of dealing with people without dragging themselves down to the other person's level. Okay, death off center. And okay, interesting, the Eight of Wands also off center. So yeah, that implies that this individual here refuses to change, doesn't see any need in changing anything up. And the fact is, you've got the fledgling here, which demands for fresh new energy. The fledgling demands for things to be done in a new, fresh, inventive way. Okay, it demands that the old traditions are thrown out of the window, because then they're no longer relevant. Okay, they're no longer applicable. They no longer work. And then you've got this death off center, and it's like, yeah, do you know what? The challenge here is this person refuses to get on board with the changes that you know are needing to be implemented, okay? It kind of conjures up an image here of, let's imagine any corporate company, pick one. There are thousands, and it's all run by not even middle-aged white men anymore. They're all run by old-aged white men, specifically, who are stuck in the 1980s, for example, right? They've been doing it that way for so long, and they're still using this old technology, and they demand all their staff stick with and use this old technology. Well, as we all know, that's a ridiculous idea. It does actually happen. It does. I'm not going to name the company that I'm specifically thinking of in my head right now. And the amount of breaches, security breaches, because they refuse to upgrade their technology, has been absolutely insane, right? And in spite of all that, they still insist on using Internet Explorer. I wish I was joking, right? That's how far back in the times they are. And that's literally an example to put an imagery to this energy here, okay? Because I have to put imageries to the energies that I'm seeing and feeling out in order for it to be easier understood. That's just one example of many. That's just the example that came to my mind's eye, right? To describe this. The situation calls for brand new, fresh ideas, brand new, fresh ways of doing things, innovative ways of doing things. It calls for experimentation. It calls for vibrancy, right? And then we've got this dull-ass energy here who's like, no, that's not the way that we do things around here. Right? And that's posing challenges, issues, and problems for you somehow, Pisces, okay? Because the situation's not going to grow. It's not going to develop. It's not going to expand any. And we got this Empress in the upright who's like, we got to fucking grow this thing. We've got to start advancing. We've got to start bringing in these new people, these new ideas, these new things. We've got to start trying. Right? And this little fucker's like, no, not a chance. Like, they're so stubborn, and it's pointless being stubborn when it comes down to that, because being stubborn on that occasion is actually detrimental and not helpful. Okay, so that's the challenge here, Pisces. Right, okay, let's take a look at your inner world. We'll also look at your blind spot, what is working against you and what is working for you. Focus. Right, so your internal world, your internal response is going to be super focus. It says, with focus, you will achieve anything. Let go of distractions and give it your all. You cannot control the outcome. Yeah. So you can control your own actions, Pisces. You can control your own decisions. But the outcome, they're saying here, is somewhat of a gamble. So it's up to you to figure out as to whether or not that gamble, that risk, is going to be worth it. The best thing that you can do in this situation here, Pisces, is to shoot your shot, step back, watch your arrow, and wait and see what happens. Yeah? But okay, Ten of Swords and the Moon. Interesting. There's fears and doubts here in your own internal world. So is this rigidity here, this egotistical energy, are they putting fears and doubts in your own mind? Are they trying to give you a shaky hand so that when you shoot your shot, their hope is that you'll miss? Can you tell us more about this energy for Pisces, please? The Ten of Swords and the Moon. What's going on? I also feel like someone's being withholding as well. Like they're not giving you the full backstory or the full information. Oh, you got two kings. King of Cups. The King of Wands is now coming out in the upright position. And a Ten of Pentacles. That's interesting. in your inner world. So that would be two different facets of yourself. So someone's trying to make out like your intent is to hurt them, and that's not your intent here at all. Your intent is actually quite different from wishing hurt, pain and anxiety on someone. Your intent is this Ten of Pentacles. Your intent is to do the best that you frigging can. You are definitely coming from a place of love, care and compassion, but also there's this desire here for you to move something forward, move something to the next level. It's like you can see the potential in a situation, you can see the potential in what it is that you yourself are doing, what you're trying to achieve, and then you've got this, it's cloudy, it's causing... It's like it's causing fog where there needn't be any, right? And I find that really, really interesting. Can we have another card for this, please? For Pisces. This is Ten of Swords specifically. What's this Ten of Swords? A Seven of Wands. You're going to stand your ground here, Pisces. I feel like this Ten of Swords is someone else is afraid that you're going to leave them, that you're going to abandon them in favor of this new thing that you're wanting to pursue. It's like I'm definitely seeing you standing up for yourself, standing your ground, saying what it is that you need to say, doing what it is that you need to do also, because you've got the King of Wands here too. Four of Swords reversed and the Three of Swords reversed. There's restlessness. There's definitely restlessness. And the Three of Swords reversed, that's recovery. That's an emotional recovery. Okay, so something here about this situation has not only been hampering your own growth and your own potential, but it had been hampering your own healing and recovery process. But now you're using this restlessness as a force for good here. But again, your entire intent is not to hurt someone else. Your entire intention is to move things to the next level. Your intention is to grow, is to no longer be stuck, to no longer be afraid, to no longer be scared. Okay, blind spot, love. Love in all forms is in your life. Love will sometimes ask a sacrifice of you. Yeah, so it's up to you as to whether or not that sacrifice is going to be one worth making. In your blind spot... Why would that be in Pisces' blind spot? The Ten of Wands. Because of stress, because of exhaustion, mental and emotional exhaustion, physical exhaustion also for some of you here. I feel like someone's struggling to see that you're only wanting the best for them. Because, like, they're already determined that you're trying to hurt them, that you're trying to go behind their back. Six of Cups. Nostalgia, happy memories in your blind spot. You have another card for Pisces blind spot. Judgment. Okay, so there's been a judgment that was passed a long time ago. That's weird. Because Six of Cups is past energy. So, you made a decision a long time ago that you were going to start making yourself a priority here. I need another deck. What's this? This is Six of Cups. The Pisces blind spot. I mean, it's possible, Pisces, because it's in your blind spot, that this person's trying to manipulate you. Okay? Be cautious of anyone trying to manipulate you this month. What's this Six of Cups? A Pisces blind spot. Okay, Four of Pentacles, and that's coming out squiffy. But you've moved on. You've moved on from the past. Yeah, the Sun, definitely. So someone here has moved on from the past. And I feel like this individual over here is possibly trying to get you to cast your mind, cast your memories back to the past. But it feels faulty because of that Ten of Wands. Okay, so it's like they're trying to convince you that things are better doing it their way. The old way, the past way. Right, so what was this love? The Three of Cups. So in your blind spot, Pisces, you've got people standing up for you. That's why love is in your blind spot. You've got people who are in your corner fighting right beside you. You've got people in your corner who believe in you, who believe in what it is that you're doing. And it's quite unexpected. The fact that you've got backup is what's unexpected. Okay, so what is working against you at this time? Oath. You might have to break old promises, old contracts that you made a long time ago, because something to do with promises that you made or contracts that you signed are now what's holding you back. Okay. You're not honoring yourself. You're not honoring yourself. That's it. That's what they're saying. That's what's working against you. You're not honoring yourself. Even though a long time ago you made the decision you were going to start putting yourself first, you might not actually have acted upon that. Does that make sense? Like, for example, every Friday evening, I'm going to have that as an evening just for me, just to chill, just to disconnect from work, just to disconnect from everything. Maybe use that time to socialize with people that I haven't spoken to in such a long time, friends I haven't seen in such a long time, even if it's just for a couple of hours every Friday evening. Friday nights, that's going to be my night and only my night. That's going to be the new routine, for example. But it was never really implemented. Right? So you promised a long time ago you were going to take better care of yourself. And that you were going to start taking care of your own needs. But it was never implemented. The intention was there. The intention was definitely there. But you never implemented it. Okay. Can you tell us more about this oath and why it's working against Pisces, please? The failure to put one's needs first. See, a lot of people, a lot of spiritual individuals, they are definitely afraid to put their own needs first because there's this misnomer that will lead on to narcissism, right? And it absolutely won't, because that narcissism, that's when the self becomes too important, right? There's a huge difference between a person taking care of their own needs and then a person putting themselves over and above everyone else first all the time, right? There's a huge difference. Okay. That's been a reoccurring problem for spiritual and for mindful, for aware individuals. They're afraid to put themselves first because they think it's going to lead on to something toxic. Remember, this universe, it's all about the balance. There has to be a balance to everything. That's the only secret of the universe anybody needs to know. balance. Everything in balance. Pisces, you have for far too fucking long been putting everyone else first. If you hadn't, that card wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be literally the thing that's working against you at this time. Self-care isn't selfish. It's the South. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. Always making sure that everyone else is okay first. That's fine. Okay, there's a time and a place. That's beautiful, wonderful, fantastic. What about you? Also, they're saying with this one, please don't neglect to celebrate your own successes, your own achievements. Please don't forget to give yourself validation. Okay. What else for Pisces? The Ten of Pentacles, yeah. For what's working against you. A lot of emphasis on what makes you feel worthy. Knight of Pentacles. More Pentacles energy. What you can provide for others. There's a lot of emphasis put on what you can provide for others. Yeah, High Priestess. That's one of your cards, Pisces. That's one of your cards. And the Ten of Cups. I'm feeling with this that other people have been a priority for so long that you're worried about retraining yourself here, even though you know that that's what needs to happen. Your worth and your value is not inherently placed on how big or how small your bank balance is, okay? It's not placed on you producing for others, and you know that deep down. You've definitely been overextending yourself and overexerting yourself. Probably working multiple jobs here also. What's working for you? Listening. Listening to their actions, reading between the lines, and listen to what others don't say. That's what works for you. I feel like somebody's been using you here, Pisces. Somebody's been using you. In some capacity, they've been using you. And the fact that you're able to read between the lines, to understand what it is that people are not saying, it's working in your favor. That's your strong intuition there. Can you tell us more about this listening for Pisces? What's working for Pisces? Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. You suspect that somebody's using you in some capacity. And Spirit's saying stop doing it. As soon as you stop giving them everything, bailing them out of trouble, giving them money, giving them this, that and the next, right? As soon as you stop doing that, observe how they respond. Five of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Because again, I'll draw your attention over here for what's working against you. Oath, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and then you had the 10 of Cups that was hidden at the bottom of the deck. I feel like there is potentially a member of your family or somebody that you made a family with who is using you for what you can provide because they do not have the capacity or the ability to provide it or to provide it for themselves, and that you're constantly bailing this person out of trouble. And as soon as you step back, as soon as you start isolating yourself away from them, that's when they're going to realize, oh, okay, so Pisces is no longer doing this, that, and the next for me. What am I going to do next? It could well be going on at work as well, where you've been going over and above for someone else, and the thanks that they gave you for that is putting more challenges in front of you, making things even more complicated than what is necessary, making things take a lot longer than what is necessary because they refuse to change and adapt. Stepping in your way at every corner. Every time you've tried to change something, introduce something new, they've stepped in your way. When ultimately you were benefiting them the whole way through. Yeah, look. Death at the bottom of the deck in the upright position. The changes that you initiate are going to be implemented. One way or the other, Pisces. One way or the other. Before I pull from that deck, I just want to clarify one more thing. It's the 7 of Cups for what's working in favour of Pisces at this point in time, please. You got to keep your options open, Pisces, okay? Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. The Magician. Yeah. 9 of Pentacles off center. Your ability to adapt, your creativity, your imagination, of which a person needs in order to manifest in their life, right? You're going to start creating this wealth, abundance, and success for you, for your family, for your loved ones, right? Rather than for someone else. It might be hard. It's going to be a struggle. It's not going to be easy. However, it is going to be worth it. It is absolutely going to be worth it. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, success is being assured here. Long-term, sustainable success is going to be assured. So again, for example, if you've decided, okay, I've had enough working for or with this person, I'm going to strike it out on my own because this little fucker, they're not moving on with the times, they're missing out on a lot of opportunities, they're not just holding me back and themselves back, they're holding everybody back, I'm going to strike out on my own. You're going to do exactly that, Pisces. And you're going to be incredibly, incredibly successful at it. You're going to leave this person in the dust. You will leave them in the dust. That's what I wanted to clarify. What else for Pisces? Nice. Look forward. Yeah. And have faith. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, you're definitely doing the right thing here, Pisces. There's no question. There's no question. You're doing the right thing. What else for Pisces? What's meant to be yours is already making its way to you. What was never yours is starting to flee from you. With time, it will all make sense. For now, bear the confusion and focus on living fully in the present. Don't let your whole life be, I'll be happy when. Just be happy now, yeah. So that's avoid putting conditions on your happiness, okay? And start creating that happiness in your life now. We're always speaking to you and sending you messages. When you feel like you're alone in a situation, just know that you never truly are. We're reminding you to stop, look around and believe in something else, something more. We've got your back. Yeah. So here's the thing, the unseen forces even see your potential here, Pisces. And try not to dwell on the past or spend too much time worrying about the future. All it does is steal your joy and your sense of inner peace. Concentrate on the here and now and enjoy every moment for what it is. You're creating new memories. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to extend on that message because it speaks so beautifully for itself. What else for Pisces, please? Remember, it takes courage, pain and time to unlearn all of the shit that you've been taught. Yeah. So all of the shit that you've been taught is probably, oh, you're just gonna land on your arse. It's not gonna go anywhere, or you're not gonna go anywhere, or you're not gonna amount to anything, or anything like that. And it's all been bullshit. It's all been absolute bullshit, designed specifically to try and hold you back. It's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work anymore because you're withdrawing here. You're withdrawing, you're reclaiming your energy, and then you're going to put all of that time, effort, and energies and creativity into something that you're wanting to build, that you're wanting to create. Beautiful. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that reading has been helpful, and I sincerely hope that this reading has managed to reach those individuals who were needing to hear that message as well. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is below in my description box. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.